Welcome to our third physical fitness launch, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you in the class because this is the first class I've taught in 12 plus years at CPDLF where every student in the class is working and on pace. And also, this is the largest class, I'm pretty certain, that's being taught right now at CPDLF. So way to go, each and every one of you. I am so proud of your progress. I'm proud of you. So keep up that outstanding effort. Okay, so what we're going to go over in the launch today is we are getting ready to progress into Unit 2. And as we now work through our physical fitness class, pretty much what most of our assignments will be is performing different activities. The activities will vary, but how we document the activities on our activity log will still remain the same. So what I did is I was going to type up an example of how I want you to fill out your activity log for all, because many now of our assignments will be performing the activity and then completing the data by recording it on our logs. So I found this student. I actually just was getting ready to grade his. It is a perfect example of how you should do this assignment. So I hope this person doesn't mind, but it is a great example to use. So what we want to do is, regardless of what activity we're performing, you want to always document the date. So this person performed this activity or exercise on 9/12. Now this person decided he didn't feel that a warm-up or cool-down was needed. And that's okay, because it does state in the directions that, if there's a category where, it does not apply to the activity, leave it blank. I am one that I feel no matter what, we always need to prepare our body for any type of activity with some type of warm-up or cool-down, even if it's just a quick, walk, just to wake up your muscles. I would really like to see a warm-up, cool-down for each one of your log entries. Okay, so type of activity you would put, is the activity cardiovascular, muscular, or is it a flexibility type of activity? So if it's a cardio, that's pretty simple to figure out, because a cardiovascular exercise, that's really anything that raises your heart rate. Because we have to remember, our heart is a muscle that we need to exercise. So some examples of cardiovascular exercise or activity would be a run, swimming, biking, anything, even, a brisk walk, anything where you are increasing your heart rate, that would be termed under our cardiovascular exercise. If we choose that it's a muscular exercise we're performing, then that's usually something that, is dealing with our muscles and making our muscles larger or stronger. It's usually involves some type of weight-bearing exercise. So some examples of a muscular, that's pretty simple, are any type of weightlifting. That's a great example of any type of a muscular activity. And then, of course, we have flexibility. So the first Unit 2 is on our flexibility exercises, and that's pretty much, flexibility, if you remember, refers to our range of motion of a joint or even a group of joints. So sometimes people term flexibility also as a stretching exercise, and in a sense that's really what it is. So it makes it sometimes easier if you say, is flexibility stretching? But so what are some examples of a flexibility exercise? So that would be maybe your standing hamstring stretch, a tricep stretch, or even just something as simple as bending over and touching your toes. Anytime you're actually, stretching a specific muscle or tendon or even a group of muscles, deliberately, that's where it will fall into our flexibility category. Okay, so then you want to put the description of the activity, very easy, plain and simple. And, that's just a matter of telling me exactly what type of activity he performs. And then you would put the intensity level. And normally you can just go ahead and, put it as moderate or vigorous. And in this case, the student felt that it was very easy, so that was fine. Fun to use his own terms, because maybe as he's performing these exercises, they're so easy that maybe they might not even have been rated as a moderate intensity exercise. So you just want to remember, like a moderate intensity exercise, it gets you moving, it's strenuous enough to burn calories, but and your body's benefiting from it because it's better than sitting, but you're not going to burn calories at a fast rate. So what would be some examples of a moderate intensity exercise? So maybe walking briskly. I know some have termed, mowing the lawn as their activity, and that is an activity, but that would be more of a moderate intensity activity. Maybe a game of badminton or a game of doubles in tennis. So those are all examples of moderate activity. A vigorous is, a more intense activity, and you're burning more calories, your heart rates, you're working at the maximum heart rate. And those kind of activities are going to be biking or hiking or running, maybe participating in a soccer game or a basketball game. So that's where you would choose what is the intensity level of the activity. And then the last category would be total time. How much time from the very beginning warm up to the end, cool down, did you spend on this activity? So that's pretty much, because I know I've received a lot of questions about, how to do this, whether it should be an essay form, and it doesn't need to be. This is simply because the most important part of this assignment is performing the activity. You're learning a new activity. For some of you, it might be the first time you've ever performed the activity. So I'd rather you put more concentration on to performing the activity correctly, and then come in and document each of the categories. So that's pretty much what we're going to be working on a lot throughout many assignments, so I wanted to take time to cover that. And don't forget to reach out if you need me. I do get a lot of help requests from each of you, so always happy to get those and to work with each of you on an individual basis. Don't forget to take time to do the reflection question. And that's about it for today. Have a great week.